Chances are, if you've been on the internet in the past few days, more so Twitter, you've probably seen this photo floating around. And you might be asking yourself, what is this? Why was this made? Why is this on the official Saw account? Is this real? Like, were they actually hats? And we'll get into that later because this kind of has some backstory to it. And it's not a lot. But we all know that with any kind of franchise, whether it be extremely popular or not, you always have people who are dedicated to it. You have people who create things for it, they make music, they make art, you know, all other sorts of things. Sometimes they make accounts for it, whether it be dedicated to an entire movie or one sort of character. But what I've seen, it seems like every fandom has a sort of incorrect quotes or just like quotes account in general. And the same case goes for the Saw franchise. One of the accounts in question that we will be going through today is Jigsaw_quotes. And I would assume that unless you are an avid fan of the Saw movies that you don't quite know who they are. A couple of days ago, they had posted on their account something that sort of broke the mold of their cult format, which is a little odd whenever that happens. But, you know, it's fine. You know, sometimes the person behind the account wants to break out of that character sometimes and wants to give a little message. And this message came in the form of being sponsored. And the tweet in question that they had posted was, I'm #sponsored. So excited for you guys to see my new movie Spiral. We all worked really hard on it. Chris and Sam are true professionals. Fantastic guys. Lionsgate paid me very well to post this, and I trust that the checks have cleared. You know, is something normal that we all want, you know. Whenever someone pays you, you want the checks to go through because who doesn't want to be paid for their work? Not long after that, they had resumed to their original posting schedule, or so it seems. Because so that first post, that first tweet that really broke the mold was on May 4th. They followed up 2 days after on the 6th saying, hey, at Saw, still waiting on those checks. Do you think this is a game? There are consequences for not playing by the rules. And they had posted a picture of of this sort of handsome Jigsaw. One who had followed the account previously was sort of like, oh, that's so funny, you know, obviously like that's not gonna happen. They just went on a different account and changed the picture and just made it seem like they're actually quoting it from the Saw account, because that's not how that works. About an hour or so later, Saw hadn't followed through on the promise, and Jigsaw Quotes decided to fully strike back with their vengeance. They soon followed up with a close-up of the picture that we had previously seen with the mouse hovering over the tweet button, and they had captioned it, "That's it, at Saw. Your time is up. For years you have exploited my ingenuity for the sake of your films. Well, today you must ask yourself, how far are you willing to go to take back what's yours?" And, you know, people who originally followed this account were probably thinking, oh, haha, again, that's so funny, but this isn't gonna happen, right? Like, that's not true. Like, this is just a funny joke. You know, it's fine. Everything's fine. But not only did the people who followed the Jigsaw Quotes account, but also the people who followed the normal Saw account got quite the awakening, because not even a minute after the handsome Saw had been officially posted on the official verified Saw Twitter account with the caption, "Do I have your attention now?" leading over to the Jigsaw Quotes account. This has to be like some sort of like mistake, and it's gonna be deleted in a bit, right? Like, as normal things do, like they'll do some damage control, but no. But if you thought that this was chaotic before, it only amps up from here. The official Saw account had already begun to do their sort of damage control by saying, "We apologize for our latest tweet. We believe our social media account has been compromised and we're working on a solution." Jigsaw Quotes isn't having it. They're not just gonna let this slide. They had replied by saying, "The games have begun. I warned you. Now you must play." which is quite threatening. The following tweet that Saw had sent to Jigsaw Quotes was, "Please cease and desist immediately. If you do not, we will be forced to take legal action." Which anyone seeing that may have realized, like, oh god, this may not actually be a joke. This account may have actually gone into the Saw account and, you know, actually posted this. But no, Jigsaw Quotes did not just break into the Twitter. They hacked into the mainframe. 100% legally official Lionsgate computer. How do we know that? Well, following the cease and desist tweet, they replied with a video, one of very many. Be careful at Saw. I have access to more than just your precious Twitter account. If you do not cooperate, things may spiral even further out of your control. Fear of not wanting their newest movie and all their hard work to be deleted, decided to retaliate. You know, they decided to give in by saying, "What do you want from us? We have money." And, you know, at this point, it's too late for money. Jigsaw Quotes doesn't want that anymore. Even though I'm sure that if they were offered money, they would probably take it anyway, because who wouldn't? But it's not about that at this point. It's about the entire purpose. And what does Jigsaw Quotes want from the official Saw account? Well, you have over 87,000 followers, but just how well do you know these people? They would call themselves your fans, but do they truly appreciate Saw? Or are they just jumping on the bandwagon because of Chris Rock? It's time to test their loyalty. This really put the fear into very many people because, yeah, some people are just fans of the movie and they don't know any of the lore. Who knows the lore for movies? Like, imagine knowing that. It was finally time for Saw's very first official test put out by Jigsaw Quotes. You're probably thinking, oh god, what is Saw gonna have to do? Is an intern gonna have to stick their hand in a bucket of used needles or walk on broken glass? No. For this round, it was quite simple, you know, just 3 questions, something very easy. They decided to let the fans answer these questions with a time limit of 1 hour. Question 1. What would Gideon's name have been if he was a girl? Question 2. What does the Chinese zodiac have to do with Jigsaw? And question 3. What is Jigsaw's nephew's name? Very basic questions, which are exactly surface knowledge to anyone who's seen the movie. Saw would have put faith into their fans. They did put faith into their fans, as any trusting franchise would. They had quote retweeted the test by saying, "Help, do any of you know these answers?" And that Saw made a mistake by putting the faith into the fans' hands, because the fans didn't really follow through with this test. Jigsaw Quotes had taken some pictures of the first few tweets, some of the replies, some of the answers to the test, and said, judging by some of these replies, your fans don't give a shit about you. Which, I mean, is very clear based on these answers that they gave. You know, sarcastic Robin said, Jessica, Jigsaw just really likes the Chinese zodiac and Jacksaw. Alice Berger said, Annabelle, with a smiley. You don't know. I don't know. Sorry. Bright Rice Star said, Mario, mushrooms, Donkey Kong. And Evil Turquette had said, Ligma, 69, Among Us. Now, while these were all very thought-provoking answers, they weren't correct. And Jigsaw Quotes decided to step up the ante to really drive home this point that if you don't get these next 2 ones right, something's gonna happen. Something bad is about to happen. Jigsaw Quotes had replied to the tweet saying, you fail the first test at Saw, and thus your downward spiral continues. Stay on this path and I will have to up the consequences. But this time, Just Saw Quotes had moved the raw footage up one space closer to the recycling bin. And we all know when something goes in the recycling bin, it's gone forever. You can't get it back. It was time for the second test. What would this test be? You already had questions. What's gonna happen next? Well, Just Saw Quotes followed through by saying next test at Saw. For years, your fans have poured their hearts into creating art, fanfic, videos, and memes of this series. You rely on their passion, but do you truly appreciate it? The next challenge will test your loyalty to your fans. Find a way to reward them. You have 1 hour. The official Saw account followed through. You know, they weren't gonna fail this test. They already failed the other one. They can't afford another loss. We do have one thing from the vault. We've been saving it for a special occasion. I can't believe you're making me do this. Reply to this tweet and we'll choose one of you at random to send this to. And they did follow through. Someone did win. They said, congratulations at One Cartoon. You get the Saw 3 dental floss. DM us your address and we'll send it out ASAP. At Just Saw Quotes. We passed your test. We've learned our lesson. We good? They really wanted to put this matter to rest once and for all. You know, once you passed one test, that's fine, right? It's okay. But no, Just Saw Quotes wasn't gonna have that. And much like you, Just Saw Quotes had the same reaction by saying, okay, I mean, does it count as a reward though? Dental floss? This is how you treat your fans? Why do you even have that? This might be the worst giveaway I've ever seen. Sorry guys, can't count this one. You failed. This time, the movie moved ever one step closer to the recycling bin. It's time for the final test. It was Saw's last chance for redemption before the new movie was gone forever. What else could you do? Well, Just Saw Quotes found a way. This final challenge would test the loyalty of one of Saw's biggest fans, supposedly. Chris Rock says he loves the Saw movies, enough to executive produce and star on the new one. But is he loyal enough to read one of my favorite quotes on camera? You have 1 hour. The Saw account was so desperate to not fail this final challenge. They had already failed the previous two. Saw had no choice but to follow through. He did get a video from someone who is a very big part of the Saw franchise. It wasn't who Just Saw Quotes asked for. Saw had gotten a video from none other but Darren Bozeman.
Hey everyone, this is Darren Bousman, and I got the strange request from Lionsgate to read you this tweet, so here it goes. You believe that your Applebee's waitress can survive on a 15% tip? Well, let's see if you can survive on 15% of your blood.
But it wasn't what Just Saw Quotes was asking for. They had replied to the video and said, that's great and all, but this is a test for Chris Rock. Mr. Bozeman, to test of loyalty, was directing more than 4 Saw movies. You know what that means. Just Saw Quotes had posted this very heart-wrenching video with the caption, you have failed all 3 of my tests at Saw. Despite your attempts, you have failed to prove your loyalty to the most important part of the Saw franchise. Me, Jigsaw. And now you pay the price. Tear-jerking moment for everyone who saw this video. They thought that this was it. All that hard work was going to be for naught. The Spiral movie would be no more. Saw wasn't gonna have this though. They had replied to the video by saying, luckily you failed to realize we have backups of our movie. Do you even know what you're doing? So, fans who read that all around rejoiced because even though this raw footage would have been deleted, it's okay because as any company does, they have very many versions of whatever they make. But you really thought it was gonna get deleted? You thought Just Saw Quotes were just gonna toss the movie out? Just let that be? No. They're here for something more. Just Saw Quotes retaliated by saying, do I know what I'm doing? What you should be asking yourself is, do you know what I'm doing? This wouldn't be a true Jigsaw trap without a final twist. just would it. I never said I was going to delete the movie. It would be uploaded to Twitter for all to see. Everyone around panicked. They didn't know what was going to happen. What's going on? This can't be posted, can it? No, there's no way. As Just Saw Quotes lifted their finger off of the mouse to go to tweet the movie, something happened. Twitter wouldn't allow it. It was as if they were in cahoots with Lionsgate. Shocked, Just Saw Quotes took a picture of the harsh words that were shown to them and said, wait, hold on, why can't I post this? This file is too large? What? Oh God, oh no, this can't be happening. I Twitter support, help, how do I upload a movie to Twitter? Please help, this is an emergency. Time was very urgent. Time was ticking down. There wasn't anything left. They had to get this movie posted to Twitter, or else who knows what would happen. And then the unthinkable struck. Saw had locked Just Saw Quotes out of the official Lionsgate computer. Just Saw Quotes took a picture of the blue screen and had tweeted it by saying, "Did you just lock me out? Let me in!" Everyone saw that. They realized, this is it. This is the end. The test is finally over. This nightmare is done. Saw had made an official statement saying, update. While we were in Just Saw Quotes trap, IT team was able to locate and lock out the account from the Lionsgate internal network. We apologize for any confusion this might have caused. And Just Saw Quotes followed through with this by saying, I was just joking. You actually passed the test. This was my plan all along. I was also testing your IT team's loyalty. They passed with flying colors. Good job all around. You truly appreciate the Saw series. And that's it. That's the case. The game is over. The threat's gone. With that, we can finally all go back to our normal lives. We can rest easily at night knowing that everything's fine. It's okay.